started in the early 70s making boards. Over that time, I've sort of built up a collection of boards that I just haven't thrown away. So basically all these boards I've had lying around the shed, I've kept, and now it's sort of built up into a collection of old boards, and it's amazing how much the value of old things become when they're sort of just been lying around for long enough. People would often question, are surfboards art? But to me, they are. I'm a sort of a manufacturer, so I understand the artistic side of manufacturing the boards, but then also they are both visually and tactilely beautiful. You know, they're just a lovely thing to behold. And as they age, they get a little bit of patina to them. They are just so beautiful. Some of the pin line work as well. These are the very fine lines that go on the surfboard to sort of cover up the joins in the layers of glass. Works of art in themselves. The fact that they're on a surfboard just makes them even more special, but they could stand alone in any gallery. I was approached by initially the City of Albany. They were wanting an exhibition to put in their town hall, and they wanted an art installation, but they wanted something that would probably attract a different demographic to the area, so they were chasing a bit more of a younger, funkier sort of style to come into town and have a look at some art. At night time it turned into a bar, and there was a bit of music and food, and the place was rocking. The CBD Town Hall precinct had never seen anything like it, and it's just invigorated that space so well.
I'd heard about an exhibition in Albany. We contacted Wayne and just said, hey, what do you think? How can we make this happen? And he was really excited.
Logistically, it's a big thing to move. There's something like 60 odd surfboards in the exhibition, ranging from 3.5 metres long and weighing sort of 25, 30 kilo, right the way down to modern shortboards, which are sort of less than 6 foot long and weigh about 2 kilo.
So next step's money, always. Some funding we weren't successful in obtaining, which we applied for. So then essentially we were left with the dilemma, do we risk it and go ahead, or do we can it? And looked at it all on paper and just went, no, we just have to do this. It's over summer, it's going to engage the community, it's going to be a great event, and we just have to have the confidence that we'll raise the money to cover the costs. We really focused on how do we just maximise attendance at these exhibitions. Let's not have just a small opening, let's make the opening there for everyone. We'll have food, we'll have a bar, we'll have music. The exhibition will obviously be open.
They help to draw each other in, so you have sort of people that come to the exhibition, maybe not purely because of the exhibition, but because they're following some music that's being played. Really didn't know how many people were going to get there, and there was 250 odd people came to the launch. And it was a celebration of surf.
Young kids there with their parents, there was older people who were involved as some of the kind of, pioneers of exploring the coastline. Seeing people who I'd never seen before at the Arts Centre, and not just one or two, like hundreds. So, that success in bringing people there. Closing party then stepped it up a notch again, and we had 7 musical acts at this one. We averaged 300 people a week during the length of time, which for a town the size of Esperance is huge numbers. And that was for 5 weeks, so it was constant the whole time. For that style of exhibition, I wouldn't do it any other way.
They get immersed in it, and they understand, and they learn from it, and it challenges them a little bit as well.
What we thought was awesome was that for the next round of community grant funding from the Shire of Esperance, the photo for the advert was of the exhibition. So I think that kind of speaks highly of they saw this as a great use of grant money.
It was a celebration of surf and music and culture, and it was just fantastic, and it brought a whole new demographic to that Cannery Arts Centre.
What this shows is that, kind of think outside the square of what you would usually have in an art gallery. It doesn't have to be just fine art, which is what most people would think.
I've just been blown away by how it's been able to bring people together. In my mind, art should really challenge the senses, it should inspire you, it should make you more alive when you look at it, either in a good or a bad way, as long as it has an impact and an effect on you. There is just so much joy amongst the audience, whether they be a 12-year-old grommet or a 72-year-old gritty old salty dog surfer. Everyone's got a story to tell about back in my day, or I'm going to go for a surf tomorrow, I've just done a Mentawai surf trip, or I've rode the biggest wave in my life, or I'm just learning to surf and I stood up for the first time. It brings all that together in the one room, surrounded by these beautiful old surfboards that are just magnificent pieces of art.